What up, what up, what up? It's your boy RL. I'm here tonight with my man
Kevin Wilder, aka Deacon Hood.
That's right, YHTL and Royal Legend collabo. We decided to get up here and speak on a few things, but first and foremost, it's a pleasure being back in your presence, my good brother.
Yes, sir. It's been a while since the last time we've been on air was the podcast you did for Valentine's Day.
Yeah,
that was
about
the last time.
About 8 months.
Yeah. And there has been a lot of things going on. We want to let everybody know that YHTL.com. Actually, we will be celebrating our 5th year anniversary coming up very soon. And we want to let everybody know we back on the air. We are switching over from an internet radio station to a podcast network, so you can catch one of our many podcasts. We haven't even named this podcast.
We have it. I think it's going to name itself.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of stuff been going on out here. I really don't know what to say about the country we live in, because clearly we are divided amongst each other.
Yeah.
With dealing with that, but then you living in Baltimore, you got so much going on. Like I said, it's just so much we can talk about tonight. And like I said, it's disheartening at times.
The issue for me is to knee or not to knee. So let me ask you this: if you were in the NFL, would you have taken a knee, or would you stay in the tunnel? What would you have done?
If I was in the NFL, would I have taken a knee? I'm gonna be honest with you. If I was in the NFL, I would take a knee.
Okay.
I would take a knee. And I know it's easy for me to say that now because I'm not in the NFL.
Right.
But at 38 years of age, I realize there's some things it's more important than me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm married. I have 5 kids. You have to make a stand somewhere.
Yeah.
You have to. So I would take a knee, and I never felt like it was disrespecting anything. It was just bringing awareness to situations.
And that's really so. If for those of you who are just listening, and we are talking about the whole situation that happened Sunday in the NFL. He not my president, but y'all president made some remarks against the NFL players and told the owners what they needed to do, and the players, owners, and coaches, they came out to take a stand, and across different arenas you saw different things. So the first game on Sunday was the Baltimore Ravens. It was early in the morning,
about 9:30, 9:45,
and you saw the Baltimore Ravens nailing down. But then you also saw ex-Raven,
my boy, number 52.
He was
dramatic as hell.
On his knees.
He was on 2 knees.
And just to cover all topics, there are pictures that show him on 1 knee, but most of the pictures show on 2 knees. Now, so this topic gonna take us a lot of places, but what's your thought on a 2 knee demonstration?
It's too much. 2 knees is too much. You know, especially he went on Shannon Sharp's show and Shannon Sharp blasted him yesterday for it. He went on Shannon's show and was just against taking a knee because of how disrespectful it is towards those who are serving and have served, and the flag and the country, and he just can never see himself doing it. But then yesterday, Sunday, he's on 2 knees. Everybody else is on 1 knee. Ray Lewis, no. I'm going to get on 2 knees. And you know what? I don't even feel bad for him for the backlash that he has received. All the memes, the Django meme is the best one. It's the best one, man.
Oh, man.
It's the best one.
I hope I don't do nothing. I get mean. But But yeah,
if you do that, you're going to get me.
Now, and I'm in full agreement with you with what you said. I would take a knee. I'm always running, shooting my mouth off, and whatever the repercussion, I deal with it later. So I know I would have been on the knee, probably last season. But now what you just said with Ray Lewis went on Shannon Sharp's show and said that, you know, he thought that taking a knee was disrespectful and such because of the family members and he have in his family that's military. Now, you know, with this topic, you know that because of my family connections with the Lewis family, this is a topic I have to carefully tightrope because of that. But I think now what has happened is the spotlight is no longer on the kneeling for what it was initially about. Now everybody kneeled Sunday to protest against Donald Trump and him telling the NFL what to do. Not because they agreed with the fight. It wasn't that they agreed with the fight. It was, Trump is our enemy, so we are all in support. We all in unity against him, but not for the cause. So it's like it's been watered down now at this point.
You know what? I agree. Once again, I love Shannon Sharp, and I agree with him wholeheartedly. Was not impressed with it. They took a knee Sunday because he came for their jobs.
Yeah,
he came for their jobs, so they took a knee. But the last 14 months, you've had individuals, started with Colin Kaepernick, who took a knee to bring awareness to the injustice that's been done against black men and women, non-whites.
Right.
You know, so Sunday, as entertaining as it was, it wasn't for the right reason.
Right.
You know, like I said, you had Ray on 2 knees. You had Shady McCoy out there on a knee. The Pittsburgh Steelers, they stayed in the tunnel. They removed themselves from the whole action. So, and they had one player, you know, ex-Army Ranger. He went out there with his hand over his heart. And by the way, his NFL jersey is the #1 selling jersey in America right now.
What does that tell you about what's going on in our country? Y'all better wake up, stop playing around, stop thinking. All right, I'm saying, stop thinking all them white folks like, yeah.
It is what it is.
It shows you. All of them ain't bad.
It is what it is. And then last night, you had the Dallas Cowboys game. All my Cowboy fans out there. Jerry Jones issued a nice little statement, said that he told his players, coaches, anybody affiliated with the Cowboys organization. He said, he said, the field is your stage, you're paid entertainers. That field is my stage. You will not go out there and take a knee. Because if you do, you will get fired. That's what he said. He said you will get fired. So what did they do? They went out last night, and before the anthem, everyone took a knee. Even Jerry Jones was on the field taking a knee before the anthem. And I have so many Cowboy fans that hit me up today, and they was like, "Oh, Jerry's a man." That was my Cowboys. Sarah down there, I think Alabama or Texas somewhere. She was pumping up her team and all of that. And I was talking to my wife on the way home, and I was like, "They gets no points for that. You gets no points for that." It's like at lunchtime, somebody gave you the paperwork to test your math test at lunchtime. You did your math test at lunch. The next period is math. You walk in, you hand the teacher your test, and she's like, "What is this?" Like, "This is the math test. I'm done."
Right.
You gets no. She's not grading that. You gets no credit
for what you did prior.
No credit.
So,
none.
And I missed that. So you said they went out before the national.
They was up before that. The whole team, including Jerry Jones, took a knee.
And took a knee.
Took a knee.
But who was? I don't get it.
They said it was showing unity.
But who were they showing that to?
That's my whole point. That's my whole point. Who were they showing unity to?
And see, so this this whole topic it has grown legs just off the strength that you have folks saying, I'm not just gonna say white folk, you have folks, period, white and black, saying that, oh, well, football is for entertainment, shouldn't be include making it political. And okay, you have a very good point with that. But guess what? It was already made political when you sing that song.
That's right.
You made it political. That's a political song.
It's political.
Music is important. The stars, whatever the national anthem, Star Spangled, I don't even know what it is. I don't even know the words. I don't even care.
And to piggyback off of that, if Colin Kaepernick doesn't take a knee, how many of us still wouldn't know how racist the national anthem is?
Right.
You see,
right. That's something else.
Who knew? I had no clue.
Yeah.
I had no clue. You know, I served my country. I did 4 years in the Marine Corps. So, of course, when you go to games and they play the national anthem, I would stand up, take my hat off, hand across the heart, you know, because I know just how many people have served for that flag. You know, well, I'm gonna say served under the flag, because we don't serve for the flag. We do it for the people back home. So to find out that the national anthem promotes slavery, celebrates slavery, and the depths of slaves, it broke my heart. It's like being with your girl for 7 years, only to find out she's been with some other dude for 10 years.
Now this is the third verse of the Star Spangled Banner. And where is that band who so vauntly swore that the havoc of the war and the battles, confusion at home and a country should leave us no more? Their blood was washed out their foul footsteps of pollution. No refuge could save their ailing and slave from the terror of flight or the gloom of the grave. No refuge could save the heroine, whatever that means, and slave from the terror and fight.
They're talking about the death of colored people, black men and women who was fighting for freedom.
There you go.
They are proud that they were killed. They were proud that they were killed.
So,
and that's the part. That's the part they leave out.
Mm-hmm.
That's the part they leave out. If Colin Kaepernick doesn't take the stand, we're not talking about that verse, that part of the verse. We're not. No one is talking. No one is still. Let me say this. Very few white people are talking about that verse.
Oh, all they talking about is
very few.
The flag, the flag, the flag. Oh, cut it out.
I've never seen, and I'm saying I've never seen black people burn a flag.
No.
But I've seen white people burn the flag.
It's just to show.
I've seen white people. On the way here, my wife sent me something to Messenger. And it's an awesome video. Older white gentleman speaking out on all that's going on. And white people are so offended by what's going on. By, the kneeling while the anthem is played and the flag is out. Mm-hmm. And, he just spoke on some things. He's like, we have flag bikinis, thong bikinis. We have flag bandanas. You stick your bandana down in your pants. This country abuses the flag. But all of a sudden, mm-hmm. black men take a knee during the anthem that promotes and celebrates slavery.
But here's why. Because if you go all the way back in sports history, and you go back in history, period. All right. Bottom line, the poor people have always been used to entertain the rich. So now, when you have athletes who make comments about their pay and everything, and they would compare it to slavery. A lot of white folks and people would look at them like they crazy. You're getting paid. How is that slavery? But now you're seeing the effects of it. You're seeing just what they was talking about. When you can't do something that you have the right to do, that you have the freedom to do, and your job, because of your job, they want to take it away. Because why? He is now using his job. He's using his platform for what do people always say? Other athletes need to give money and do this. But Colin Kaepernick gave something that was more than money. He gave us something that was more than money. He used his platform to wake up a country. He ain't just waking up the United States. Other countries are watching. Especially because of the crazy president we're having. They're watching how we conduct ourselves and how he handles situations. Because before, America was the moral authority of the world.
Yeah.
But now with this president we have, there's no more of that moral authority.
No. And you can't put a price on self-sacrifice.
Right.
And that's what Kaepernick, has done. You just can't put a price on that. And the world is watching. The world is watching, and they're watching how non-whites are being treated by white people. You can't ignore the fact that there's far too many white people pretending that they do not understand that this is a race issue. I have way too many white people today tell me, oh, here you go, it's about color again. It's a race issue in this country. And before Trump opened up our eyes to a lot of people we thought were our friends and had, our well-being in their best interest as well as our families. And you sitting there's a few white friends I have, and I'm not trying to disrespect anyone. I'm just going to tell you how it is. I've read your post. I just have been quiet for a few months.
Right.
But you're racist. You're racist. It is what at the end of the day, Trump exposed a lot of you can't wear the mask anymore. It was Halloween for a lot of people for 30 plus years. As far as my friends, they walking around in costumes. All they doing is changing costume. This week he's a Ninja Turtle. Next week he's the Joker.
Yeah.
But now we know who some of them are.
Yes.
And it's unfortunate because I'm 38 years old. I went to private school for 10 years before I went to high school, which was public school. So I have a lot of white friends.
Right.
And so I'm reading their posts. I went to the Marine Corps. I have a lot of white friends that I met in the Marine Corps. And they are still trying to defend, or they're actually still saying that, no, it is disrespectful to take a knee during the anthem and while the flag is up, because so many people, men and women, have fought and died. And I'm sitting there thinking, duh, I served in this country. That's what we serve for. Those freedoms to sit or stand for a peaceful protest. That's what we serve for. It wasn't just for that GI Bill. It wasn't just for the GI Bill.
In most cities, in most urban cities, anywhere in the United States, Sunday is the most single segregated day of the week. And the reason I say that is because most black folks go to black church. Most white folk go to white folk church. In Baltimore, it's not that way, because on Sundays, there is no black. There is no white. It's purple. But now what you have seen is because folks took a knee. You see people burning Ravens jerseys. But I'm burning these season tickets. You ain't got to burn my gear just so you can mail them. Burning season tickets, canceling their subscription to this, no longer buying merchandise.
Mad because they're not protesting the way you want them to protest.
It ain't a protest, then, idiot.
It's a peaceful protest. Not hurting anyone.
Black people don't have a right to do nothing, Ramon, than what you don't understand. We don't have, get out there, look, catch the ball, throw the ball, run the ball. We gonna cheer, we gonna come sign autograph, we gonna give you money. Keep me entertained. The minute that you stop entertaining me, you college dropout, because you went in the second round or first round, because that's what they look at them at. You read some of the comments. They call them college dropouts. Folks ain't been to college. That's what they saying about them. Because now you no longer the person that's helping my team win on Sundays.
Yes, sir, boss.
Just like
yes, sir.
Now,
I'm gonna catch that there oblong round ball there, boss.
Now we Ravens fans and we don't particularly like the Steelers, but Mike Tomlin, coach of the Steelers, one of the fire chiefs. A volunteer fire chief in Pennsylvania. I can't remember if it was a tweet or a Facebook post, but he posted, Tomlin is now one of them no good niggas.
He called Mike Tomlin a nigga?
Period. I said it. So now,
a man of the law.
Yeah.
On social media, called Mike Tomlin a nigger.
Now, he the fire chief.
For what he and the Steelers did on Sunday.
Yeah. He the fire chief. You're in Pittsburgh, your house catching on fire, and you black. I don't know if he gonna make sure they get there. See, that's how far this has gone. It's no.
But see, Kevin, it's not about race.
No.
That's what a lot of white people have been saying. No. It's not about race.
It's the flag.
You're disrespecting the flag. You're disrespecting the national anthem.
Let me tell you, white people, something. The flag disrespected itself. The flag disrespected itself when it stole land. The flag disrespected itself when it stole folks. The flag disrespected itself when it brought those stolen folks over here to work for free. So if anybody has a right to liberty, pursuit, and happiness, it is the backs of the people that built this country, which is black people and immigrants. Let's keep it real. And that's what it is. So you take your white privilege, and you burn your tickets. And you take your white tickets, you wait till you take your Ravens jerseys, and you burn them. Go ahead.
For real, you can give them to people.
Yeah, you can give them.
Because I can use some tickets.
You don't need it. If you got Under Armour Raven stuff, and it's a medium or small.
I'm going to, we have a comment.
Okay.
And a young man, he served and sacrificed a lot. But I served too. When I signed on that dotted line, and I'm sure he'll agree, we signed up for people to have certain freedoms. Now, you can have an opinion about how a person expressed their freedoms, but it is still their freedom.
Right.
You cannot be upset with a person because they want to bring to light the injustice that is going on in America when it comes to non-white people. And if he take a knee or she take a knee or the team take a knee during the national anthem, it's bringing awareness. You cannot say because you get in your feelings, it's about the flag. It's this. So many people have died for that. You're right. They have died for a person to take a knee or to stand. Now, like I said, for some reason, everybody get caught on this disrespecting the flag thing and don't want to talk about the real issue, which is race. And I love, like I'm saying again, I love Shannon Sharp because he threw it out there. Yeah. Before I served in the Corps, before you served, you had a whole bunch of black men who went overseas and fought in a war for freedoms that he didn't get to enjoy himself when he came home to this country.
Exactly.
But you still want to talk about disrespecting the flag. Young black men who was drafted, sent over there to fight for the freedoms that we get to enjoy today. Well, some of us. That when they came back from war, after going through a lot of the stuff that you've gone through, sir, they didn't get to enjoy those freedoms they were fighting for.
Right.
Under that flag. So if you still think it's about just being disrespectful to the flag, I don't know what to say to you.
Yeah.
I really don't, because it's clearly a race issue. It is.
Here's the thing. He is a football player. When is the most eyes on him? On Sunday.
On game day.
All right, he's not going to interrupt the game in the middle of the game and just, it's time for the next play. Oh, I'm going to stand on the 50-yard line and knee. No, I'm going to do it this is the moment at which the country put their hands and pledge allegiance and sing a song about the country. So he took at that moment when you guys do that, I'm not going to make a fuss. I'm not going to do nothing crazy. I'm going to show that I'm not for that. Because I can't put my hands over my heart and truly believe that this country is all about that. And that's all that means. And if you don't understand that, and that's too much for you, then, hey, guess what? Don't tell black people to go back to Africa. Don't tell Muslims to go back to wherever they come from. Don't tell nobody go nowhere. You leave. White folks, you leave. If you don't, y'all not in the majority anymore. So you can leave.
And don't take this as a session where we're bashing white people, because I'm not. That's not what we're doing.
No,
that's not what we're doing. We're speaking on what's going on in this country. Like I said, I went to private school, and I have a whole, I don't know how many, but I have a lot of white friends that I love dear. Mm-hmm. You know, that I would do anything for.
Right.
Because I don't see them as being white. They're my friends. You know. But to see that, hey, man, some of the struggles that my father and mother and their parents went through, you know, we may not be as bad off as they were. But to now have the lack of consciousness amongst so many white people, when you can watch a video, a young lady recorded her man being shot to death in his car, in their car, by a police officer, recorded it, and that officer still get off.
Yep.
Still get off. But again, you know, unfortunately, in America, they don't get that. That's not a race issue. But it's happening over and over and over again.
People don't like when the truth's told. So anybody who upset about, for me, all it is, you don't like when the truth is being told. Truth hurts, swallow it. Nobody, guess what? Anybody here that's listening to this or hear what's going on, you didn't cause this problem. Nobody's saying any particular group of people that's here now caused this problem. It's not your problem. It's not the next person's problem that they caused, but the man is trying to bring light to something. But so what confuses me is everybody has a problem with that, but nobody has a problem. They have a problem supporting the team that have players that want to bring awareness to an issue, but you have no problem with your team drafting murderers, domestic abusers, child abusers.
You notice that's taking a back seat.
Yeah.
Joe Mixon got drafted. So why isn't Ray Rice in the league?
Yeah.
Joe Mixon got drafted. And I'm happy for him because, you know, he was punished. He was dealt with what the law felt accordingly. And he should have the right to go on with his life. I know plenty of people who have beat up on their boyfriend or girlfriends and went right back to work at McDonald's 2 days later.
Yep.
So, you know, you hold these athletes to an extremely high standard. And the first time they do something that you don't like, you want to tear them down.
Can I tell you why? Can I be honest?
Well, why is that?
We don't pay them all that money to think. We pay them to run up and down the fields and the courts. That's what we play. And that's the attitude. Not saying that's everybody, but that when you guys who talk about, it's being disrespectful to the flag, that's what you're saying. That's what we're hearing. because you saying something that don't make sense. Saying that it's disrespectful to the flag, ain't nobody doing a damn thing to a damn flag. So how is that being disrespectful? It's not. So it's no need to even sugarcoat it. For me, it is the fact that I don't pay them millions of dollars to be smart. I pay them to run up and down the field, dance, get drunk, get high, blow their money, and end up broke. That's what I pay them money to do. I don't pay them money to do that kind of stuff. I don't pay them money to be Muhammad Ali and try to elevate people. I don't pay them to do that. I don't pay them to do that. No, I pay you to run and jump. I pay you off of stats. I pay you just like them slave sheets they had, and it would say, I have a male with a wife. The male, he's good at picking cotton. He's 6'3". He can do this, he can do that. Same thing. But everybody was crazy when they say, oh, y'all treat us like slaves. Everybody thought them athletes was crazy. Y'all, you make millions. How you a slave? It ain't about the money. It's about the mentality. It's about how you try to control me. Listen, your white privilege try to control stuff, and the fact that you don't understand show that there's a such thing as white privilege. So it don't make sense.
The money thing is what kills me every time. They get paid millions of dollars. True, they get paid millions of dollars. Athletes today get paid millions of dollars. But the owners get paid billions of dollars. You know, Chris Rock said something. He was like, being rich is one thing, but wealthy is another thing. You know?
No, you're right.
It's a different... You go cash a check, but I'm signing the check for you to have. There's a difference. So when you talk about the athletes and the money they make, let's talk about the owners. Let's talk about Jerry Jones.
Yep. Let's talk about Jerry.
Look at I paid him to play room, ball, and entertain, not push a political point.
Yep.
Exactly. And that's how a lot of white people feel. It's right there, and if anybody can see it. But let's talk about Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones, that was so fake. And I called him a slave owner, and I said it again, slave owner. Jerry Jones in the 90s. All he was concerned about was winning games, championship, and making money. Mm-hmm. Michael Irvin, Deion Sanders, and all of them did whatever they want to do. Cocaine everywhere, hookers everywhere, getting arrested 2 to 3 times during the season. He didn't care. Bail them out, give them a contract. They're making me money. You know why Jerry Jones didn't want them to take a knee during the anthem? You know why? It's America's team.
Exactly.
You can't have America's team disrespecting the anthem and the flag because it may affect Jerry's pockets. So what Jerry do? I will fire you.
Right.
2 days after his homeboy that he gave $1 million to, Trump said the same thing. NFL fire them sons of bitches. Your president said that. And you know what? Let me say this. He's my president too. Because unfortunately, I'm a citizen. It is what it is. He's my president. And he's the most disrespectful human being that has ever stepped foot in the White House.
He's probably the person I have the least respect for in the world.
Absolutely.
In the world.
You have a president who called peaceful protesters sons of bitches. That's the president. Yeah. But that's not the issue no more. It's the fact that so many people took a knee. Not the fact that the world leader called peaceful protesters sons of bitches, but took a couple days to talk about them Nazis. He didn't want to talk about that. If I'm not mistaken, he even said they're good people.
Yeah, and
they're good people.
Here's the other thing. The other thing to keep all this in perspective. The president was the one who said something that catapulted everything that happened Sunday. Man, dude is always trying to change the narrative. It's more and more things popping up in the Russia investigation. All he doing, this is another thing to throw people off track. Another thing to keep nobody talking about that. His son-in-law got jammed up, got caught, having conversations with more people. So it's like, he doing that just to
every week he's trying to deflect.
To cause another to deflect.
Every week this man is trying to deflect and from whatever current situation the United States is in. And it's amazing to me how no one catches on or makes an issue about it. If I'm not mistaken, the man said in the beginning of his term that it would take like 30 or 40 days and ISIS would be destroyed. It would be obliterated. ISIS would be no more. And we're 10 months into his term and we still have ISIS issues. The man likes to run on. The man likes to talk. And like I said before, the one thing
he should be in wrestling.
He should, because everything is planned. I believe everything is planned. Everything is planned for him. There's no way that this man just walks out there and just speak. There's no, and this is what he's saying, and this is, I said it earlier today. We would be foolish to believe that Donald Trump is the mastermind behind his presidency.
No, man.
We would be foolish to believe that this man is the mastermind behind all this chaos. We would be foolish to believe that the man is not. The man is a dummy. The man, it is what it is. He has not said one thing that has made me feel like this country is in good hands. But we want to talk about peaceful protesters taking a knee when our president on a day-to-day basis put this country in the crosshairs of whatever country he want to disrespect. If you think our allies of the past are going to stand side by side with us while he's in office, you're foolish.
Yeah.
You are foolish.
Yeah.
It is what it is. A good friend of mine, Horace, posted something and I copied and I shared it. Can you imagine if Obama would have called peaceful protesters sons of bitches?
Oh.
Obama would have did that?
The same thing would have happened to him that when during the riots. What did our mayor call the protesters? Thugs.
Thugs.
And they killed her. That's the same thing that would have happened to him.
Lost their mind.
No, they like it. The same white folk that's saying it's disrespectful, they like it. They like that. They like the divisiveness of the president. They are okay with it. And that's why they okay with his statement. They don't have a problem with it. But the problem is they're not even smart enough to know you not nowhere near his tax bracket. He only care about folks that's anywhere near his tax bracket and can help his tax bracket move up. So just because you have your white privilege, just because you white, you not no closer to dude. Because guess what? When it come to business and bank, I might be closer to him than you, and I'm black and he don't really fool with me. But if I bring him a proposition and I'm handling my business, he gonna sit down with me.
It's about money. It's all about money. If anybody believed that he ran for office to be the best president this country has ever seen, you fooled yourself.
Yeah.
You have fooled yourself.
Yes.
And it's hard. It is really hard as a serviceman to sit here and just think about my brothers and sisters who are in the military serving now. That this fool is at the helm. And you have so many people who think they know why we serve. And unfortunately, you have a lot of vets who don't know why we serve or feel as though a certain group of people shouldn't do what they're doing because they realize how wrong so many different people are in the world when it comes to how black people, how people of color being treated. And you have to take a stand. You have to take a stand somewhere. Kaepernick used the NFL as his stage. I applaud him for it. He doesn't have a job. And, a lot of people say, oh, it's because he sucked. It's because he sucked. The man doesn't suck.
Yeah.
The 49ers, he was on a really bad team.
Right.
So it is what it is. The man didn't suck. The team sucked. And even though he only played like half a season, he put up incredible numbers. And he felt as if though he should be paid. If anybody follows Kaepernick or football, that Kaepernick contract was like $100 million, but it wasn't the kind of money where you're set up. Well, where most quarterbacks are set for life. There were
a lot of upfront money.
Yeah, he didn't get the kind of money Aaron Rodgers got, and he had to perform at a certain level on a bad team. So no, he doesn't have a job. A lot of owners was toying with the idea of bringing him on a team. I think it was just for show. I don't believe that Bisciotti was ever going to bring him on the Ravens, and they used his girlfriend's tweet, the picture of Ray and Bisciotti holding each other like in Django. They used that as their reason for not doing it, and opportunity, a door open for them to go through it, and they said, oh, that's why we're not bringing Kaepernick on the team.
You know what? Initially, when I saw that story, I believed that was why. But then the more and more I read, and then just watching the display Sunday of all the kneeling down, praying, I don't know. I don't believe it. I believe they wasn't going to bring him on anyway. Mm-mm. And like you said, because it was a lot of comments on social media from Ravens fans who wanted to see him on the team.
Absolutely.
It was a quick out.
It was. Because for one, during the preseason, Ryan Mallett struggled. And the guy who stepped up in preseason was Josh Woodrum. And what did we do? We dropped Woodrum and kept Mallett. But why would you keep Mallett if he struggled? Why wouldn't you drop Mallett, bring Cap, let Joe rest some more,
right, and
let Woodrum play behind Mallett?
It's too much right, and I don't think Ray prayed for that while he was on the ground.
No, Ray didn't pray for that.
What was the purpose of his two knees?
He's dramatic. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think deep down inside of him, and I ain't talked to him. I think he would have took a knee, but I think he realized he talked so bad about Kaepernick and how he couldn't do it. I honestly believe that he went to both knees without even thinking about it, because he realized I done fucked up.
I'm gonna state some facts. I'm gonna state some facts, and I'm gonna be done. I'm gonna just state some facts, right? State facts. When you have a person who was involved in a situation, could have lost, and Ray Lewis could have lost his career. Could have went to prison, could have lost everything. But he had the support of the owner,
Art Modell. Art
Modell went to bat. Art Modell said, "I'll put up whatever money it is for the bail. Not only will I pull it up, I'll guarantee he's gonna be where he's supposed to be. You're gonna find him when you need to find him." He put that up. That was an owner. Saved his career. It could have at that moment things could have changed, and we could point to a bunch of other NFL players and who his career could have ended up like at that moment. Mm-hmm. Before he really got started, before he could show the talent that he had, it was taken away from an incident. But he had the support of the owner. He had the support of the owner. When somebody supports you, you gotta do what?
Oh, you gotta
support them back.
You gotta support them back. You gotta do your thing.
There we go.
Gotta do your thing.
There you go. They helped him.
It wasn't just Art, so people know. Bisciotti had a percentage at the time.
Oh, right.
All this happened.
Exactly.
It wasn't just Art
so
Modell.
It wasn't like, hey, I'm just going to do this. No, because he had a percentage, and each year it was increasing.
Yeah.
So he had to have that conversation.
There was no Baltimore Ravens without Ray Lewis at that time. So it was a business decision.
And actually, at that time, the Ravens wasn't really nobody, nor he.
No.
After that, because what happened was what normally doesn't happen with other athletes. They get in the jam up situation and they come back and they take off. Most of the time they come back and they go down the tubes, a la Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods came back from his incident and burnt in the tubes.
Done.
Jamal Lewis come back from his incident. I mean Jamal come back from his incident. Was no good. Michael Vick come back and wasn't no good, but he wasn't the same.
No.
Well, Ray came back from his trial and his trouble and had a heroic Super Bowl year. Not only did he have a Pro Bowl season and an MVP season, the team won the Super Bowl.
Yeah. And that Ray played 12 more years and helped lead the team to another Super Bowl.
So what you think gonna happen? Man, people ain't messing their money up. Stop playing.
It's all business. It's all business. The Jaguars owner came out and spoke on the Trump situation. And he said, I supported Trump. He said, but I'm very disappointed in his actions.
There you go. And I can respect that.
You know, he came out and he said it. Jerry Jones did exactly what Trump wanted him to do. I'm not surprised. I was surprised that Robert Kraft spoke out against his homeboy, his buddy. Because he gave him $1 million too.
But you know why? Robert Kraft's situation might have been a little different. See, that's a peer. That's another, I'm right here with you.
You talking about cash wise, money wise.
Yeah, you don't tell me what to do. I don't care you the president. You ain't gonna tell me what I need to do. You mind your business. You take care of your Russia stuff, and we handle this over here. So with Robert Kraft, I'm not even that surprised. But I'm more surprised of white Baltimore Ravens fans. That's what I'm surprised of. I'm surprised in white Baltimore Ravens fans, man.
I am too. To go as far.
Now I ain't gonna stop little kids from messing with your cars downtown.
To go as far as to start burning jerseys.
Yep.
It's just so ignorant. And I saw you, BL, and we're gonna get that phone interview. We definitely gonna get it. To burn jerseys, that speaks volumes.
Yeah.
Not on what made you do it, but just where your mindset is at.
You physically took the time to go light something. Like, really?
Over a peaceful protest. Demonstrators wanting to bring to light the injustice in America. It's like what you say. Just play ball, nigger. You're good. We're gonna pay you. Play ball. But what a lot of people don't understand is, like I said before, I'm 38 years old. I have a wife and we have children, and I appreciate what Colin Kaepernick has done and is doing, and everybody before Sunday who took a knee, because everybody took a knee Sunday was because y'all was mad he called y'all sons of bitches and wanted you fired.
Exactly.
I have children. They have to grow up and live in this world.
No.
They have to live in this world with the same people who I thought were decent folk,
right,
who wanted to see the betterment of another man. But now the truth is out there. It's okay to kill a black person, and the cop get off of it.
Right.
You know, we're all hip hop heads. We smoke weed, we get high, we sell dope, we live in the ghetto. Somebody posted something, man, and it was just so spot on. My man Joe Jackson, Black Jack. You have, for China people, you got Chinatown. What else is there?
Little Italy.
You got Little Italy for the Italians.
Greek Town.
But for black people, the ghetto.
You got Lexington Market.
Black persons area, the ghetto. And it's unfortunate they still try to force how they view us on us.
Well, see, we wrong the players are wrong for taking a knee. We wrong for voicing this. See, and the very same people that feel like they wrong for taking a knee feel anybody is wrong for voicing anything. Anything that they don't want to do, just do. I want you to do. Now here's what's even worse. That's trickling down to high school. High schools sing the national anthem. So you got kids on high school teams got to make a decision. What I'm gonna do? Am I gonna take a knee? Am I gonna stand up? Or look at kids who play in Baltimore County, where you got white and black kids.
I can tell you there's a difference now. I can tell you because we've been in the city for 6 or 7 years playing youth sports. This is our first year playing out in the county. Mm-hmm. Big difference. Yeah. Big difference. Big difference. At the same time, there's another difference. There's another difference. And you know, I haven't spoke to my sons about it yet because, you know, they haven't asked about this one thing. Right. And it is white privilege. If they see something or have a question about something and it comes up, I will talk to them about it. Mm-hmm. But I see the white privilege. Right. You know, I've always seen it. Like I said, I came up in a private school, and at the time in the 80s, I think me, my brother, and like 4 or 5 other kids might have been the only colored kids in a school of 300 to 400 kids, mm-hmm. right? So as I got older, coming up through that school, I saw it. You know, I couldn't really, I didn't understand it, but I did see a difference, mm-hmm. you know? And when I went in the military, the one thing about the military that is so great is that it brings people from all walks of life together, and you live together. You have to survive together, mm-hmm. okay? But since I've gotten out, and some of them stayed in, and some of them got out later on, I've noticed that not just political views, but our views on how we live life as human beings are completely different. Mm-hmm. Completely different. When black people speak about white people, it's, even if it's harsh, but you can hear it. It's that fear of what their ancestors did to our people back in the past. It's never a hate thing where we look at you and we just hate you. Right. It's never that. You'll talk to a black person and they'll say something about a white person and it may not be positive, but as they talk, you hear it and then you can see it. It's the fear of what they did all them years ago to our ancestors. But when you speak to a white racist, they hate you on sight. They can't stand your existence, especially if you have something that they couldn't obtain. God forbid you have a home, a car. It ain't gotta be a Benz. You're happy. This nigga done went to school, got a degree, and coaching the Pittsburgh Steelers. And he had the audacity to keep the team, my beloved Steelers, from running onto the field. This nigga have lost his mind.
And that's how it felt. And for people who don't understand when folks say white privilege, this is my example. My example of the reverse is, I'm going to show you what it could be if it was black privilege. Black privilege is car breakdown. Gotta get on the subway. Get off at Upton Station and gotta walk to Monroe Street, Fulton Avenue. Nobody's gonna say nothing to me. I'm gonna keep on walking. I'm gonna walk my way. That happened to a white person. Black privilege is gonna allow me to get there safe. Your you not having black privilege is gonna get you harassed, gonna get you snatched up in the alley, gonna get you robbed. See, that's the reverse. The thing is, white privilege is everywhere in the world. I just had to, when I used the example for black privilege, I had to take a little street, a little dark street, coming from the subway station on Gilmore as an example. But white privilege is anywhere and everywhere. Black privilege is in the dark, dirty, grimy places. White privilege is everywhere.
I'll say it. I said it before. I'll say it again. Chris Rock said, "There is not a white person alive that will switch places with me, and I'm rich."
Just as sure.
White privilege is priceless. It's priceless. It is what it is. End of the day, we wanted to go live on this. The live feed actually stayed up. We're actually going to post this and later on this week. So for people who didn't get a chance to see it or hear it.
Yeah, this full podcast, you will be able to access it on the YouHaveToListen.com Facebook page and on both RL's page and on my page. And we will be revamping the You Have to Listen page and in partnership with RL. We're going to get it done. Plenty more topics to talk about. Unfortunately, this country is full of all kinds of things to talk about. This happened to be the one that was hot this week to talk about.
Yeah, I called Kevin up. I called him up.
I was already ready.
I called him up and I said, "Man, we got to speak on this. We weren't going to probably try to come together and start everything up again probably till the first of the year. But like you said, the YHTL Royal Legend collabo is in full effect. There's more to come. And just understand, I'm far from racist. I don't hate. Let me say this. I learned this in the Corps. I hate everybody. I hate everybody the same.
Yes.
So, I'm all for the betterment of everybody on earth. I'm all for working together for a better tomorrow. At the same time, I'm not going to play dumb. I'm not going to be your fool, your patsy, and pretend I don't see and realize, and that I'm not going to be afraid to acknowledge it. That's one thing.
Right.
It's like it's okay for us to see it and be like, that's racism. But when we acknowledge it and we do it,
right,
people have an issue with it. And my issue is, why is it that you have an issue when a group of people are still fighting for their existence in this country? You don't have a problem with that, then there's something seriously wrong with you. And like I said, I was in the military, and one of the things about the military, just like this country, and white, certainly not all white people, but I'm speaking to the ones that have an issue. The military is very diverse. It's not 80% white anymore.
Right.
It's about 55% non-white now.
So what he's saying is stop talking about all that disrespect and the flag stuff. Nothing that has happened in any of these protests have disrespected the flag. Man, let's love football. Let's go Ravens. Let's hate the Steelers. Let's get this universe back on the right axis.
And if you're a Cowboy fan, you need to probably reconsider. I'm going to say it again. Jerry Jones, he has a $1 billion smile. America's team. But if I was any athlete on that team, I would be a little concerned with how Jerry Jones truly feel of not just black athletes, because you had slave owners who had white help as well.
Yeah.
So, I would definitely watch that dude. But this is your boy RL Royal Legend.
Yes, sir. Kevin Wilder, YouHaveToListen.com. Listen, we both can talk. We did a podcast in under an hour. It's 58 minutes and 38 seconds. Congratulations.
We usually go 3 hours.
Hey, make sure, listen, so this will be, tomorrow's what, Wednesday? So this will be up on the You Have to Listen page tomorrow, Wednesday, on RL's page and on my page. Every Wednesday you can look for a new podcast. We still haven't figured the name. So if you got a name, go to RL page, send them names. We gotta figure out a name.
And we will do a phone interview with BL, and that will and we will definitely post that so y'all guys can see how that went. Y'all have a good night and be safe. I would say Spike Lee favorite line, stay black, but that's pretty damn dangerous today.
Yeah, you can't stay black now. Go Ravens. I don't know what to say. Hey.